Victoria.
And I'm Bailey, and this is the October edition of the Redcoat Rundown.
This past September marked the return of the Berlin Fair. It was an awesome weekend filled with great food and fun rides.
I had a lot of food that weekend. My personal favorite, though, had to be the fried mac and cheese.
I didn't get to the fried mac and cheese, but you're gonna have to see what my favorite food is later.
Alright, looking forward to it. But most importantly, it was a great chance for the BHS community, including the Upbeat and Interac clubs, to make an impact. Here to tell us all about it is Berlin High School Senior Class President and Redcoat Rundown Correspondent, Michael Vignone.
This is Michael Vignone reporting for the Redcoat Rundown, and I'm here with Eileen Eustace, the principal of Berlin High School. Miss Eustace, how do you feel seeing so many students here working at the fair?
This is always a really proud event for me as a principal at Berlin High School because it's great to see so many of our students volunteering and helping out in the community for various efforts, whether it's the Lions Club and other organizations that are here. I know we have a lot of students here from Upbeat as well as Interact, and it's just, I think in addition to providing service for everybody, they have a great time not only with each other, but with all of the community members as well.
So Emily, why do you think that the work that the Upbeat program does is so valuable to the Lions and the community here at the fair?
So the most important thing I see is the fact that everyone is getting involved. It doesn't really matter who you are, what you're looking for out of the fair. Everyone is out there helping at Upbeat, at different booths, at the tickets. It's just a great way to contribute to the community, and it's great to see so many kids helping out.
I think that involvement has stayed pretty much the same, except the kids come to the fair with so much more enthusiasm. Year after year, you've got them singing and dancing while they're serving the food, yelling to get people's attention in a way that when I was in high school, at least, either I was turning a blind eye or it's just happening a lot more now, which is so much fun to watch because you'll have kids that'll work a shift on Friday and then want to come back on Saturday and Sunday because they had so much fun.
Favorite food at the Berlin Fair is fried Oreos.
Freedom fries.
Fried Oreos. Tacos. Baked potatoes.
I'm here with Sage Beatman and Grace Lazara, the co-presidents of the Berlin High Interact Club. So can one of you explain what Interact does here at the fair and in the community?
Sure. So Interact is part of Rotary, which we do a lot of Rotary events. So here at the fair, we work the donut booth. So usually there's 2 people per booth, and we help make the donuts. We help handle the money affairs, but we also do recycling, which is an important fundraiser for a club.
Now, Grace, what do you think is the main reason that people get involved in Interact Club?
Definitely just getting to give back to your community. You know, the donut booth, the Berlin Fair is definitely one of our favorite service events in the club, and just that sense of community that's built in the club.
So I am here with Edna, one of our prize-winning cows at the fair this year. So Edna, what is your favorite food at the fair? Okay, so I've been told that they are animal crackers. So here you go, Edna. Oh, there you go, Edna. Thank you for the interview. You have a great day now. There we go.
Wow, Edna really loved those crackers.
No kidding. Thanks, Michael, for the report. It was great to see so many Berlin students and club members who were able to get out this year and enjoy the fair.
We wanted to learn some more about the ways the Interact Club is able to get involved and provide service to the community. Here to tell us more about it is Interact Club Advisor Danielle Joslin and Redcoat Rundown Correspondent Dominic Pizzor.
And welcome back to BHS, where we've got a special interview lined up for you to give you a bit of an insight of our school's fantastic Interact Club. I'm Dominic Pizzor. I'm a freshman this year, so I personally am very curious to see what this club has to offer. Now with me is none other than the Interact Club head advisor, Mrs. Danielle Joslin. Ms. Joslin, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Now I understand that the club hasn't been around for a long time since the school year has just started, but to the best of your abilities, can you describe a typical meeting of the Interact Club?
Well, at our typical meeting, we always start with some happy quarters or happy dollars, which is a small fundraising endeavor, but we celebrate everyone's good news, right? So you say something happy and you give us a quarter. Then we'll get organized for whatever upcoming volunteer event we have. And then after that, we're going to start going around to the rooms and collecting whatever recycling is there. We're going to start that up again soon.
All right. And speaking of volunteering events, I would just like to ask, are there any events that the Interact Club does annually every year that students can get excited for when they join?
Well, we just finished our recycling at the Berlin Fair project where we raised over $1,000 just with recycling products. So that was really exciting. And coming up, we have Pumpkin Palooza as well, where we volunteer to help carve pumpkins and to help run the event. So those are our two main ones this fall.
What do you think students can learn in this Interact Club? How can they grow as a person by joining Interact?
Well, it's a great way to get involved with things that are bigger than yourself, right? With our recycling projects, for example, or doing things with the community, or we do things like working at the soup kitchen or the Angel Project with the Salvation Army, where we help kids in need around the holidays. So it's a great way to get involved with things beyond yourself, and it's a great way to have some leadership opportunities. We have representatives from each class, as well as several vice presidents, and we have 2 co-presidents right now.
All right. And now this year at BHS is all about finding the why. Why are you doing this? So for my last question, I would like to ask you, why do you think students should join Interact?
Well, as I said, it's a great way to get involved with something beyond yourself. It's a great way for leadership experience, and it's a great way to get volunteer hours. It's an international organization through the Rotary. So Interact is the high school version of Rotary Club, which is well known all throughout the country, and people recognize it. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Joslin. This has been a really interesting experience. And thank you all for tuning in. I'm Dominic Pizza. This has been Redcoat Rundown, special Interact Club interview. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dominic, and thanks to Mrs. Joslin for all that you and the Interact Club do.
Another great thing about this year is Berlin Redcoat football is back. Here to fill us in on how the season is going is sports correspondent Calvin DeLude.
This month, football began for the first time since 2019. I had a chance to interview Redcoat captains Jamie Paul Meese and Tanner Sparks after their first game of the season and ask them about football coming back.
I'm standing here with Berlin Redcoat running back and wide receiver Jamie Paul Meese. Jamie, you just had a massive blowout, 33-0. How does it feel to start 1-0?
It feels great. Coming off no junior season for us seniors and captains, it's awesome to just get back out there and show what we've been waiting to show people for 2 years. So it's been since our sophomore year since we got to go out there, and it's cool putting up a 33 spot on the score with the defense not letting up a point. So it's pretty awesome to do it in a big way.
It feels great coming back into the school. You know, you can feel the atmosphere around. It's something that we really didn't feel at all before because we lost our junior year. So this was my first varsity experience this year. And so coming back into the school after playing that game, you really feel the atmosphere around. You feel people are supporting you here, and it's awesome to feel. But the win, we really went out and dominated, show what we can do, because this year in the off season we've had a little bit of doubts from other people because of our schedule. Everybody's been mentioning that, but I feel like we set the tone for the rest of the year with our first game.
Do you have any pregame rituals or traditions that you like to follow on game day?
Not necessarily, but as a team, we come together before games and we have our position meetings. You know, wide receivers come together with our wide receiver coach, our linemen come together with our lineman coach, and we kind of go over the game plan and what we need to do as positions to win the game. But I kind of like to get a little crazy before the game. You got to have some energy coming in, and I feel like a little bit of crazy energy really helps the team get crazy too, and you got to be crazy to play football. So
Unlike Tanner, I like to stay quiet before a game. I like to think about what I'm gonna do and like how I'm gonna succeed in that game. I know we have a lot of people in the locker room who like to get crazy, pump some music up, get themselves pumped up for the game, but I just like to sit in my locker, put some headphones on, and listen to some music and just keep it to myself and let my play speak for itself on the field.
So the fans are back, the Red Sea is back. How do you feel that boosts your home field advantage?
It's awesome. I didn't expect the Red Sea. There was a whole bleacher row of kids supporting us and getting crazy and finally getting back into that Berlin pride. So it was awesome seeing those fans there cheering us on, knowing we have support from all over the town. And like other sports teams, we just get a good fan base to come out and help us pretty much win. Because when you look back and you're on the field and you look back and see all those fans, you're like, oh, I got to put on a show here. So it gets you going a little bit. It gets you pumped up to see all those people.
Jamie, Tanner, thanks for joining me on the Redcoat Rundown. Best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
After starting 1-0, the Redcoats went on to lose 21-18 to Wethersfield after being down 14-0 at half, and I had the privilege to interview Coach Arsimowicz and talk with him about it.
Coach, you guys had a hard-fought battle this last Friday, but just couldn't quite get it done. How's it feel to know that your team can come back from being down 14-0 at halftime?
Well, it's good to know. I asked the kids at the halftime, essentially play your game. Try to come back. If we can win the half, we could win the game. And they did. If you look at the score, we went in at halftime trailing 14-0. We put 18 points on the board. We fell short in special teams.
What can you come out of that game with to help you guys in the rest of the season?
I think just the ability to come back and to overcome obstacles was helpful. I told the kids that there's always something to learn from a loss and asked them all to look in the mirror. It's easy to look out the window and point to, oh, that happened and this happened, but sometimes you have to look in the mirror. Did I do everything I could to come out on top? Did I do a little less than I should have? And is that why we came out on the wrong side? So I asked them to look at it. The coaching staff, we met 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday for about a 5-hour heated meeting, and we came up with a plan that we think we can move forward with.
You have two great runners in Lavender and Paul Meese, who ran for over 100 yards each in the first game and over 90 in the second game. How do you feel to have two elite rushers on your team?
Well, I've known Jamie since he was a kid, and not only is he an incredible athlete, he's just a great kid. So having him on the team is always a benefit. Toby Lavender's a surprise. I knew he was a good player, but coming in as a sophomore, you never know how much they can contribute. For him to be under the bright lights of a Friday night 2 times in a row and show up and play is absolutely amazing. The future's really bright for him.
Thank you, Coach Arsimowicz. Best of luck the rest of the season.
All right, thank you, and thanks for doing all you do for the program.
Thank you.
The Redcoats went on to win their last 2 games in blowout fashion and look to keep improving the rest of the season. Football is back and we are all ecstatic. Thanks for checking into the Redcoat Rundown Sports section. We'll see you next month.
Thank you all for checking into this edition of the Redcoat Rundown. And thanks to all the students and staff for bringing this video together.
We hope to see you next time.
Bye!